How you doing, friends? I am Joe Craig on a Sunday. I got my jersey on. Instead, people be asking me what happened to my hand. I had carpal tunnel surgery from doing all this typing. Today's show, where's my manners? Let me say welcome, Mr. Stan the Man. How you doing today on a Sunday?
Yeah, doing well.
Hey man, you an expert. And the reason why I say you're an expert because today's topic is what kind of dad are you? But more importantly, I think that kids need a positive dad or a positive male role model in their lives. No, I'm not saying a woman can't do it by herself, but I do think that kids, girls and boys, need a strong dad. So that word strong can come in many different ways. But before we get started, I would like to play a clip for the audience that talks about the different types of dads. Can I do that, sir, before we jump into it?
Oh yeah, no problem, no problem.
Fatherless is an interesting word. Everyone has a father, but how that father relates to their children is a different story. Everyone in this room has a father, but everyone has a different experience with their father. I took the time to think about 8 different types of fathers, and I'm pretty sure that I left out some of them, so please forgive me in advance. Let's first talk about the Disney dad. This is the all-inclusive dad who is at everything. This dad was always available, the first to sign up for a PTA event, and didn't even mind overlooking an Alabama football game for the bake sale. He is a Disney dad. Everybody knows at least one Disney dad. But some of us had a hollow dad. That hollow dad was in the home, but was emotionally disconnected. Some of us had a stone cold Steve Austin dad who was quick to grab a beer, quick to throw a punch, or quick to hurl insults at their family. That father was very emotionally and very physically abusive. Some of us had a peekaboo dad that was constantly in and out of their children's lives. Others had a hide and go seek dad. Dad, is he here? Mom, have you seen him? Was he here this weekend? Where is dad? Some of us had a hide and go seek dad. Others of us had the experience of losing a father or had the experience of a divorcing parent situation. Those fathers are called hopscotch dads. Those, unfortunately, by court mandate, were offered the opportunity to be in and out of the child's life every other weekend or every other week. Hopscotch dads. Then there are some that were invisible dads. Those dads we never saw and we never even knew who they were. Some of us have had the issue of losing a father completely to death or however that happened, but it's very unfortunate. Those we call angel dads. Regardless of whatever type of dad we had, we was emotionally, but everyone has a.
I'm going to stop right there. So, Stan, out of all those dads, what kind of dad were you?
To me, he didn't totally hit where I would be. I wasn't quite the Disney dad, but I would be more in that category because I was at all of my sons' games, all of my daughters. She was in the band. I would be right there. I was like, I don't know about going to a bake sale in comparison to going to see a Alabama game. Of course, Alabama wouldn't have been the team I would have gone to see. But what I'm saying, I would be close. The closest that would depict what I would be would have been a Disney dad because I tried to be there for all of the events. I attended PTA meetings. I had meetings with principals and assistant principals if I felt there was something that was not right when my kids were going to school. I was even on an advisory board at a junior high that one of my children was at, and I expressed my discomfort so much that they voted me as the president of it. And I said, yeah, well, that'll work too. So point I make is that I try to be involved in my children's activities. And I'm not trying to get accolades in reference to that, but I commend any father that tries to be there for their kids, for their children in any capacity. Yes.
You know what, man? Now, you had asked me off air if I would have been a good father. And the answer that I would have to give you is yes. And that's based on how I grew up, being the oldest of 5 children. My dad, God bless his soul, he learned how to be a dad, in my opinion, when he had me. Now, out of those categories, he wasn't the worst, but he could have been better, in my opinion. I think that dads play and role models play a significant role, more so now than ever in this society right now, because the way things are going with the social media and all this kind of stuff, kids need that rock. And again, I'm not saying that women can't do it, but I think a child, female or male, need a male role model. What do you think about that?
Oh, and indeed, I totally agree. Like I said, I think a lot of things that transpired in my life as far as fatherhood obviously came from my father and mother, of course, but it really came from, since we're speaking about fathers, it really escalated itself from looking at some of the things and so many things that our fathers, speaking of my siblings and myself, 5 of us, used to hear him talk to us about right from wrong, decisions that you make will enhance your life, the company you keep, who you hang around. He just gave us a lot of like truths that came to us, and he would not hesitate to tell us when we were doing things that he thought was commendable, and he would not hesitate to tell us when he felt we were doing things that what we shouldn't be doing. He did not hold his tongue in reference to that. But like I said, and I thank God that that I have children, and they all are grown now. So I really feel honored that we as parents tried to be there for them. But I love it when people come and say, your children are so mannerable, that you did good. You helped raise, I think you raised them right, and things of that sort. It's commendable to hear things, some compliments of that sort. Mhm.
Man, you know what? I'm agreeing with you because I have talked to your sons and I'm not jealous. I'm not even envious. Actually, I'm proud to know you and your sons because through you, through them, I can see some hope.
Hey, that's appreciative. That's commendable. Thank you so much for that. Yes.
Yeah, man. And I just think that more men, irregardless of that relationship with that woman, they should try to make it back to their kids' lives. And then I know somebody might be saying, you don't know what's going on with me and that person, that lady. Irregardless of what's going on, the kids should not be affected by the drama, which causes trauma.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Got
So,
poetic with it. Yeah, but it's
you
true.
know, that just came out. But Stan, what I'm just trying to get people to understand is that we as men, especially black men,
Yeah.
need to get back to the roots of being in that kid's lives. Don't just buy them sneakers and gold chains and give them $25. Be in there, be in their head, be in their mind, be in their spirit, be in their soul. And Stan, that's my 2 cents. I'm gonna let you take it out with your 2 cents. Go ahead, sir.
No, like I said, I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And only thing I can speak of is myself as a black man, as a father. And I have black friends that are fathers. And one thing I can say, most of the people that I have in my small little clique of people that I am around we all grew up where our parents knew each other for the most part in general, or we always had stuff instilled in us coming up. It took a village to raise a child when I grew up, which was extremely commendable. So
Right.
a lot of fathers wouldn't be your father, but they would go and say some things if they saw you doing something that was like not right, or something that wasn't representing your namesake. Back in those days, we're talking like back, I'm not going to mention how old I am, but at the same token, a lot of times,
70s, 80s, 70s,
yeah,
and 80s.
in the 80s. And like I said, it was a village that raised a child. And I remember people saying, you're trying to do well, continue on. You're so-and-so's child. What would they say? They wouldn't want you out here doing things and messing up the family's names and things of that sort. But like I said, God is good. And I believe if you can try to still instill a degree of God in a person's life, to let them know that there is a force that might be a positive force versus this demonic and negative force. So I'm
Right.
just proud. And I do know that I think I was raised right. And I think that I exemplified that upon my children. I pray to God that I did. And I'm seeing it through my grandchildren. It's been passed on generational. And so we're not all that, but at the same token, in general, I know that most of our offspring know good from bad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. You're not talking about it. You being about it, because again, I've enjoyed talking with your sons, and they don't know me from anything, but they were very respectful, very knowledgeable. And I think that in this day and age, again, that's highly commendable. So
Thank you.
today,
Mm-hmm.
now go ahead, Stan, go ahead.
No, I said it means a lot. Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
thank you for talking on this subject today. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man. And it starts when the kids are young,
Mm-hmm.
little babies, raise them up.
Yes, sir.
And I think the message needs to be sent out. Instead of spending time with your friends, your homeboys, your female friends and all that, invest in them kids.
Yes.
Because
they are our future. Yes.
That's
yes.
right. That's right, sir.
And I commend Joe. I just want to say one thing. I'll make it very fast. You have been an educator for many years, and I have worked with kids in so many different aspects. But it's so good when a child comes to you and they say, you were one of my favorites because it was more than a job to you. You cared about what you did. They can see that. They know when you're faking it. They know when you're real. I just wanted to interject that, sir.
You know what? I appreciate you saying it, because you're so right. Just last week, I saw a young man. Well, he's not young. He's 27. And I'm telling on myself now. He said, Mr. Craig, you remember way back when? I was like, oh, no. And all of them say the same thing. They appreciate what I was trying to tell them, because they molded into grown men now. It ain't a game out there.
It isn't.
It ain't a game. So listen, folks, I hope you got something out of this. It's about being a parent. It's about being present in your son or your daughter's life. Today, we're talking about guys. I'm Joe Craig, host of Reelin' and Telling the Truth. You can hit us up at Reelin' and Telling the Truth on YouTube. And we have 104 likes now on the Facebook side. Reelin' and Telling our Truth. I got my main man Stan in the house. And we did good, Stan. We didn't talk about no politics.
Positive. And I salute you, King. Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Be blessed.
Be blessed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good rest of the day. And I'm going to send this to you.
Thank you so much. Blessings.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.